Hi, welcome to my series, What's for Dinner, where I address the question that I get asked more than anything else each day. What's for dinner? So lately I've been trying the recipes that are on Walmart.com. They make it really easy because all you have to do is click like add all to cart, and then also it tells you like how much everything is, and all you have to really do is like click checkout after that. And last night's recipe we tried the French onion sliders were so good. I was pleasantly surprised, and so was everyone else in my family. So we decided, why not try another recipe? See, my toddler over there all excited saying, mmm. Okay, so this one we're gonna make today, I'm just gonna read it to you guys. It's called Street Corn and Chicken. This easy sheet pan recipe transforms Mexican street corn from just a side dish to the main attraction. Classic elote flavors from sweet corn, mayonnaise, cotija cheese, and lime juice are blended together and nestled around tender chili spiced chicken. Add warm tortillas with your favorite toppings for an easy taco recipe the whole family will love. And it says serves 12, cost per serving $2.65. For me to add all the ingredients. Oh no, I gotta cry. Okay, now I'm gonna show you what you will need for this recipe. Chili powder, smoked paprika, ground cumin, onion powder, garlic powder. Nice, sweetie, good job. All right, so all these together, you're gonna have to go show Daddy, Mommy's making dinner. All these together, since I got Walmart brand, only cost like a little more than $5, like about $1 each. So that's a great way to expand your spice collection. And then this is one change I did make. It called for different mayonnaise, but of course I had to get Duke's, and I'm not sponsored by them, but I should be because Duke's is so good. If you haven't tried it, you definitely should try it. I love Duke's. It makes everything taste better in my opinion, but any mayonnaise that you want. I got lime juice to make it a little easier because I can't really squeeze out all the limes easily when I always have a baby in my hands. We need a bunch of cilantro. And then it called for 3 ears of fresh corn, but I just got cans of corn because that's a lot easier to me. So we're gonna see how that is. It probably would be better with fresh corn, but I got 4 cans of corn and I drained them really well. 1, 2, 3, and 4 cans of corn. And then the recipe, when I added it to my cart, added, I think, like 12 limes, it looks like. Light brown sugar. And then chicken breast. And it called for about 2 pounds. This is 2.24 pounds. I'm gonna go wash that off, and then we're gonna start our recipe with all this stuff. All right, step 1, it says preheat your oven to 425 degrees. All right, now we're ready for step 2. I'm going to clear off my workstation first. This is a lot of ingredients for the $31. Again, it might be different in your area. Let me know in the comments if anyone makes this, how much it ends up costing you. I'd be curious to know, like, if you live somewhere else, if it was a lot cheaper than where I live, or if it was a lot more expensive than where I'm at. All right, got this cleared. Now, I'm gonna be using my really big sheet pan. I got this from Walmart, actually, and I think it only cost me like $15. This is the biggest pan I've been able to find yet, but if anyone can find a bigger one that will fit in my oven, let me know. Okay, so step 2, a large bowl. This is the only large bowl I have right now, but that's cute at least. So we're gonna start with chili powder, 1 tablespoon. She said, give me that chili powder. Huh, she's never tried anything spicy. I don't know what she would think of that. I better do it down here so she doesn't breathe it in. It's too close for comfort. Let's switch sides. Okay, so we're gonna measure out the best we can. 1 tablespoon of chili powder. of the smoked paprika. Let's do it like this to make a big mess on my counter. What's that, huh? Paprika. Alright, there's 1 teaspoon of that. Next, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Usually I always get the dark brown sugar because it's so much more flavorful, especially if you're making like cookies. It makes a huge difference if you use the dark or the light. I always buy the dark. But this called for the light. Okay, I don't know if I was supposed to. It didn't say to pack the spoonful. So I'm just gonna do 1. You want brown sugar? I'm gonna kind of do big ones because usually you pack brown sugar, so I don't know. Alright. Next up, our cumin, I don't know how to pronounce that. It says half a tablespoon of ground cumin. You want to hold a spice jar? She said, I want to hold the spoon. It looks tasty. Huh, it smells good. Uh-oh. She's mad now. Baby break. Alright, we're back with the cracker. All these smells were making her hungry, huh? Oh, the cumin's not coming out. It's like super compacted. Half tablespoon. It's like, ooh. That might be a little much. That smells strong. Okay, half tablespoon of ground cumin. Not smelling good in here, huh? All spicy. What's the next step here? Spoon of onion powder. Half a teaspoon of onion powder. And then next, you want to hold one of the spices? Here. It'll be a 1/4 teaspoon of the, where's the onion powder? Oh, in my hand. Oops. Garlic. It's right there. Okay. A 1/4 teaspoon of the garlic powder. You can't have the garlic, baby. Oh, she's grumpy. I guess it's time to give her to daddy. Alright, now we need to add in a half tablespoon of salt. I always use the coarse, well, this isn't coarse. This is just like a minimally processed gray salt. There we go. Now it says 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper. That seems like a lot to me, and I know my kids don't want that much pepper, so I'm just gonna do a little. You could try the 1 teaspoon ground pepper though. Alright, I'll call that good. Okay, I'm gonna add the 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. I'm gonna make them heaping tablespoons. Right. And combine everything in your bowl. That's thick. I'll show you in a second once I got it mixed up. Alright, that's good. Okay, now it's just add in our chicken breast, and I went ahead and washed these. I know there's like an age-old ongoing debate about, well, it's not age-old, modern debate about washing your chicken. But I figure rather get some bacteria in my sink than have chlorine on my chicken. So I wash it. Not with soap or anything. Just really well with water. Okay, now the recipe says to coat all this in your bowl. Ooh. I'm going to show what it looks like there. Yeah, it's squishy. But at least there is actually enough marinade to coat all this. So many recipes I've tried, they'll be like barely enough. Want enough sauce to go around. Oh, they're getting messy. All right, I think that's good. Now I need to go wash my hands. I can't stand chicken contamination. Be right back. I double checked the recipe because I just realized that it said to cut your chicken into thin strips before you do that. Now, all I can find is this knife that's not very sharp. I think my husband got it from the dollar store. But I guess it's working. Alright, so I'm going to try to cut this up the best I can into thin strips. And then put it back in the sauce. Alright, now I'm done cutting our chicken breast with my dollar store knife, so I'm going to put it back in the bowl. That does make more sense. I was wondering, like, first of all, how's this recipe going to cook so fast with these big chicken breasts? Third of all, am I going to have to, like, break it up at the end or something? So this makes a lot more sense. Alright, so now I got everything coated. The sauce. Now I'm going to get my sheet pan. I'm going to spray it with our nonstick spray. And then we're going to stay back because you don't want to breathe that stuff in. Okay, now we're going to lay our strips on our pan. Well, that ended up being like my full sheet pan of chicken. Okay, now we're gonna put this in the oven for 15 minutes at 425. All right, and in the meantime, I'm cleaning up. I got my bowl and everything washed because we're gonna need that bowl again. Wiping down the counters. Oh, and I found a respectable bowl. Or, I'm sorry, I didn't find a respectable bowl, it's still hard. I found a respectable knife at least, so I can chop our next ingredients. So now we're gonna need a clean bowl. We're gonna take our corn. Like I said, make sure you drain it, because otherwise that would be not good in this recipe. Oh, my bowl's tiny, so I can't fit all the corn. I don't have enough room in my bowl for the ingredients. I'm gonna have to improvise. I got a big pot, so I'll put my corn in there. Now I can fit all my cans too. So 4 cans of corn. Next, half an onion, and they specify purple. We're just going for a small dice without crying is my goal. If it ends up being medium, that's okay. Well, I got one of the goals achieved. At least I got it cut. I see a big piece I left. So half an onion chopped. I'm crying, but I did little squares like this. Okay. There's a 1/4 cup or a 1/2 cup, I can't remember, of cilantro, but I don't know exactly how much that is, so I just grabbed like half the stem. I'm gonna put the link to the recipe in the comments so you can check, and I'll put the measurements and stuff that I used too in the description. Oh, and I washed my cilantro. To do that, I'd recommend just put a tablespoon of baking soda and then water on your cilantro and let it sit for like 5 minutes and then rinse it a few times. Okay, so I cut all my cilantro except for the stems, which are edible, but I just didn't put those in. Next, we have 2 more tablespoons of the mayonnaise. 1 and 2. Oh, sorry for the clang clang. And after we add the 2 more spoonfuls of mayo, we need 4. It says the juice of 2 limes, which equals about 4 tablespoons, and I'm just gonna put the 4 tablespoons so I don't have to squeeze the limes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it says a 1/4 cup of the Cotija cheese, but it just had me get this Cremosa sauce Cotija cheese, but I guess we'll still do about a 1/4 cup. Okay. And we need more salt, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and then just a little more black pepper. We're gonna stir that. I'll show you what it looks like in a second. That looks good. It smells like sweet corn. It smells really good. Right? And now we wait because my timer still has 2 more minutes left on the chicken. So once your chicken is done from the 15 minutes, then we're gonna get that out and add this. These turn out really good. So now it says you're just gonna nestle that corn mixture around this, but I'm gonna flip all my chicken over just in case. It smells really good, looks really good though. So far the Walmart recipes have pleasantly surprised me. Let me know in the comments if you think I should do more of the Walmart recipes. Okay, I got them all flipped over, hopefully. We're gonna add our corn mixture. That ended up basically filling up my entire pan. Looks good. I'm gonna give it a shake, mix it up. Okay, now it says put it back in your oven at 425 still for 10 more minutes. I'm waiting for the food in the oven. I'm gonna go ahead and start chopping our limes because the recipe says to garnish with lime. Since I have 8 people in my family, I decided I'm gonna give each person 2 little slices of lime, so I'm gonna cut 4 limes. Limes are really cheap, so. Plus they're good for you. I think limes are what ended up curing people of scurvy. But I don't know, I might be wrong. I can't Google it right now because I'm chopping, so. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. Limes, I know too, if you're really crunchy, you can use it as a natural deodorant, they say, but I never tried it, even though I am crunchy, but I guess not that crunchy. Okay, I have all my limes ready for garnish. And okay, the timer just went off, so time to see what it looks like. So and now we're gonna check what temperature the chicken is running. I think food thermometer is an essential. It's 171, 172. All right, we're done. So now I just need to heat up some tortillas, get the plates ready, and then call my kids. I'll show you at the end the clip of how it turned out. Thanks for hanging out with me. Once you know that your chicken is cooked through, you want to move your pan up in your oven to the top rack and put it on broil for 1 to 2 minutes. The recipe is set until the chicken gets some color on it. And then you're gonna take the bottle of this and drizzle it. Oops, sorry for the crazy camera work there. Drizzle it all over the top. Now I'm gonna microwave my tortillas and then we'll be ready to plate everything. I have my warm corn tortillas and now I'm going to make sure I get a piece of chicken on both, maybe like 2 scoops of corn. And then drizzle it with that sauce. I wonder if this recipe was like in collaboration with this sauce here. Even the baby thinks it looks good, huh? Alright. Now. To try it. My tortillas are falling apart, so you might want to heat them up on the stove, but this is so good. These Walmart recipes have been so good. So let's see, which one am I going to make next time? Subscribe to see more. Ring the bell so you can be notified right away of my next recipe. I hope you have a great day. I'm back. Now I was just trying it with the flour tortilla, and this is so good. I highly recommend. I give it 5 stars.